I always seem to be talking about Blizzard. I seriously don't want this company to fail because they happen to create some of the best damn games. World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, Overwatch. I mean, their games lineup is phenomenal. But ever since the Blitzchung situation, I've been very critical of how they've acted and what they've done, and I do not think that it is bad to be critical of companies. Some companies tend to listen to their player bases and grow from their mistakes, but never does Blizzard actually listen to what fans want. They always tend to do the opposite of what their player bases want. So this is a Bounding into Comics article. Blizzard censors a single curse word in years-old World of Warcraft dialogue. It seems that Blizzard Entertainment is combing through their smash hit MMORPG, World of Warcraft, for anything problematic, as the gaming studio has recently removed a single swear word from a piece of dialogue that has been present in the game for years. The word bitch was removed from the conversation between Garrosh and Sylvanas, wherein the former Horde war chief orders Sylvanas to "watch your clever mouth, bitch." Wow. For those unfamiliar with the game's lore, let's give a little bit of backstory here. The Undead Forsaken were left in a bad position at the conclusion of events seen in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, as their numbers had been devastated due to the death of numerous soldiers in the campaign and the lack of reproduction caused by the undead's zombie-like qualities. To solve this issue, Sylvanas makes a deal with the powerful female Valkyrs, who proceed to resurrect fallen Horde soldiers into members of the Undead Forsaken in exchange for freedom from the Lich King's servitude. However, when Garrosh is shown the Valkyr's necromancy as a solution to the dwindling number of Horde forces, his general disdain for the undead leads him to disavow Sylvanas and insult her with the term in question. They seriously censored the word bitch out of a conversation that is years old. I mean, I just have one question. Why? Why would you do this? Because we can't show hostility towards a woman anymore? Because bitch is an offensive term? Does Blizzard call the word bitch hate speech now? I mean, I seriously don't understand why this was one of their priorities. Is this the worst case of censorship ever? No, of course not. I mean, seriously, it's just a single word. Removing this single word isn't the end of the world. But why are you going back and censoring old dialogue? It's not the worst word to use either, and it also fits into the context of their argument. Do they seriously think that people are so damn sensitive that they need to remove it so they don't offend anyone? If so, this world is pretty damn pathetic at this point. And even if this was the case and they really didn't want to offend anyone, why would they want to pander to these type of people anyway? This change did not go unnoticed, as Twitter user Krexel caught the change and called out the company, saying, "Blizzard, you cowards. Why did you remove the word bitch from Garrosh's dialogue?" They, of course, go on to show the dialogue chain between Garrosh and, of course, Sylvanas, so you can see a little bit more context, and he would explain on Twitter, "To me, the conversation is completely and totally different without Garrosh saying bitch. It removes the disdain he and the rest of the Horde had for Sylvanas at the time. At the very least, Blizzard could replace it with another type of insult." I kind of agree here. I do think that it does change the tone of the conversation a little bit. Again, it's really not the end of the world, but it's still like, why are they doing this? I do know that the leveling experience is going to be changed for Shadowlands. They are revamping some of the old expansions because people are going to be actively playing through it, but the word bitch seriously isn't the worst term in the world. Krexel continues on to tag the lead narrative designer and says, if this issue is with the word bitch, you could just replace it with a more reasonable insult. The impact of the conversation is lost, and another user on Twitter, of course, disagreed with the necessity of the insult and said, or just not have the insult, the tone shows the disdain without the insult. Now, the lead narrative designer would of course join the conversation after he was tagged, and he said agreed. Garrosh's point of view comes across just fine after the edit. I make no apologies for removing the word. Everyone, of course, is entitled to their own opinion, but we felt it was time for it to go, and it's not coming back. Now, people have been pretty mixed when it comes to this situation, because we do have people that are saying this sucks, and we also have other people that are saying it's really not that big of a deal, why do we have to go around insulting each other, blah blah blah. But I wanted to show you all the ESRB page for Battle for Azeroth, since it's, of course, the newest expansion until Shadowlands comes out at least, so you'd think that it would highlight some of the development team's core values on narrative design. I mean, if they're censoring terms like bitch, you would assume that they wouldn't be using those same dialogue options in new content. Right? Right? Rating summary. This is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game set in the imaginary land of Azeroth. As the players explore open-world environments, they can interact with characters, form alliances, and complete quests to level up their characters. Quest objectives sometimes involve using magics and hand-to-hand combat to kill various creatures and, at times, non-adversary characters. Damage is indicated by slashing sounds, gunfire, explosions, and depicted life meters. Some attacks result in splashes of blood and/or creatures bursting into small red chunks. Players can interact with scantily clad characters, listen to suggestive dialogue/innuendo, a few provocative dance routines performed by elves and other player characters. One quest requires players to search for specific creatures amid a landscape covered with piles of brown feces. The words ass, bastard, and bitch occasionally appear in dialogue. There's really, at this point, no reason that they could give players that would make this situation sound less pathetic. I mean, the word bitch really isn't the worst term to use. I just think that it is ridiculous that they are seriously going after fans on social media, at least the lead narrative designer is, saying it's not coming back no matter how badly you want it. You would think a company like Blizzard at this point would really want to listen to their consumers. They've been in the hole for quite a long time. I know they are still making money, of course, but a lot of players are really not happy with them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoy the content I create, make sure to follow me on social media. Consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and share it. And of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.